Hi, welcome to the Urban Outdoorsman SoCal video. My name is Danny Milton, and today we're going to be using the DJI Mini 3 Pro to track us on some mountain bike trails. So I've had several drones in the past, and I've used all of them for active track. You know, I had the Mavic 2 Zoom, I had the Mavic Air 2, the Mavic 3, also had the Skydio 2 Plus. If you want to see any of those videos, you can click the links up in that corner. It'll take you to any of those playlists. So my most recent drone that I've purchased is the Mini 3 Pro, and I wanted to see if it would be able to compete with those other drones tracking me on my mountain bike. I took the drone out to a bunch of different locations, you know, had it out at Aliso Viejo, took it out to Santiago Oaks, and also had it down at Vail Lake in Temecula. Now, some of the limitations of this drone compared to, you know, say like the Mavic 3 and the Skydio 2 is that this drone only has forward-facing and downward-facing sensors. So it's only going to be able to track from behind or in parallel mode. Parallel mode is not exactly perpendicular. It's not going to be out to your right or to your left, but it will be out to one side or the other and will follow you down a trail. So this drone is much smaller than the Mavic 3 and the Skydio 2 Plus. That does make it a lot easier to transport this drone around with me while I'm on my mountain bike. Probably 90% of the time that I'm using this drone to track me, I have it in normal mode. That way, as many of the sensors are going to be turned on as possible. That way it can go around any obstacles, you know, telephone poles, bushes, trees, anything like that, you know, staying away from the sides of the mountains while it's tracking me. This drone did really good in almost every situation that I put it in. I did have one crash out at Santiago Oaks, and I have a separate video for that. You can click that link up in that corner there if you want to watch that video. So of all the different trails that I've gone through, there's only been a couple of times where the drone has actually lost me. You know, if I take like a really sharp turn around part of a hill or go behind a lot of bushes, but for the most part, this drone has done just as good, if not better, than say like the Mavic 2 Air or the Mavic 2 Zoom. The Mavic 3, it's probably pretty comparable with, except for the Mavic 3 is much bigger and it is able to track from the front, whereas this drone is only from the rear or the side. When I was using the Skydio 2, I had the beacon module as well, and that's a GPS tracker that you can put anywhere on your body or on your bike. I really can't compare the Mini 3 Pro to the Skydio 2. Also, the Skydio 2 can, you know, record you from anywhere, 360, front, side, anything like that. But when it comes to just tracking from the rear or from the side, the Mini 3 Pro did pretty good compared to the Skydio 2. I will have links to the case and any of the other accessories I'm using with the Mini 3 Pro down in the description below. If you use any of those affiliate links, I get a small purchase of that sale. It doesn't cost you guys anything, but every little bit helps out the channel. All right, so we're just going to quickly talk you through a little bit of the footage I've got from this drone here. Here I'm in Santiago Oaks, and threw the drone up in the air at the top of Yucca here. You can see we flew underneath the electrical tower. It's following me all the way down this trail. You know, the remote is in my backpack. The drone is pretty high up off the ground, so I don't have to worry about it hitting anybody else on the trail. There are several times while it's tracking me down the trail that it's getting all the way up into the high 20s. You know, 20, 21, 22 miles per hour following me down the trail. It's really remarkable how quickly it's able to slow down and then follow me back up, you know, as I dip down to the bottom there, switching over from Yucca to going up this uphill part of Bumblebee, that the drone could slow down that quickly and still follow us back uphill now. Now we're, you know, ascending up the hill, going through all of these switchbacks. I want to show you just real quickly here. This is where the drone, something on the remote control must have gotten pushed and it switched from video to photo. You can see the little photo icon up there on the right-hand side. And now it's still tracking me, you know, it didn't lose any contact with me at all, but now it's taking pictures instead of video. And right when we get up to the top of the hill here to go down Grasshopper is where it loses me. So really quickly, I went back up to the top, threw the drone up in the air, in pretty much that same spot. You can see it's now, you know, videotaping me or video recording me. We're going to go up this hill, and right up over the top, we're going to go straight into Grasshopper. And again, the drone does an amazing job of tracking me, following me all the way down to Grasshopper. So I did a full run from the top of Yucca all the way down to the bottom, up Bumblebee, up to the top of where Grasshopper starts, and then all the way down Grasshopper without it losing me. But I didn't want to show you guys that footage because I wanted to show you where it lost me the first time when a button got pushed on the remote. But you can see we're just, you know, flying down the hill here on Grasshopper. The drone is keeping, staying locked on and just doing what it does, following me down the trail and getting some really cool video shots. This is another trail out at Santiago Oaks called Waterfall. Started it from the top, coming down. I'm speeding this video up a little bit so you guys aren't sitting here all day watching this, but this is one of the steeper trails at Santiago Oaks, and you can see the drone is keeping up with me the whole time. We're dropping down in elevation pretty quickly, manages to miss that tree there, going around some bushes, makes a crossover, goes around another tree, and right up here I made the bad decision of stopping and looking back because I couldn't hear the drone. Sometimes when you stop like that and then the drone has to restart, it will lose you like it did there. Another trail here at Santiago Oaks, Cactus. This is a pretty straight run. You can go really fast on this trail. Again, the drone is doing what it does, just staying locked onto me through all of these switchbacks, going pretty quickly. Down this trail, the drone is again getting up into those high, low 20s, trying to keep up with me right here. Because I slowed down at that one spot, it fell back a little bit, but you could see it speeds right back up, catches me. And this is the really great part, is we're descending and I'm going to do all of these switchbacks back and forth, right and left. And this is a problem where, this is a type of situation where some drones will have a lot of problems going, descending and following you through a lot of switchbacks, but the Mini 3 Pro does its job and follows me all the way to the bottom. This scene right here is in Aliso Viejo. I just wanted to show you guys really quickly, sometimes when you're going down trails and there's big trees like this one here, sometimes you get lucky with the drone continuing to fly straight and being able to lock onto you after you pass through, just like right here, another big tree. And luckily the drone just kept flying straight and was able to lock onto me pretty well. And then just wanted to show you guys quickly some footage of me out at Vail Lake. This is the jump line. The drone, I'm going pretty fast down this trail on my e-bike, probably in the high 20s. And the drone was having some problems following me in normal mode. It wasn't able to keep up with me as well as it does. Right here, it just loses me. So what I did is just put the drone into sport mode, put it up a little bit higher so I wouldn't have to worry about it hitting any trees or anything like that. And it did a much better job keeping up with me. It's still, kind of far away from the subject, but as you can see, it stayed locked on and is going up in those high, low 20s and keeping up with me all the way to the end of the jump line. And then really quickly too, I wanted to show you guys some vertical footage. Again, the drone stayed locked onto me. I had it in sport mode again, but even in vertical footage, or the vertical framing here, the drone is able to keep up with me and get some really great, Instagram worthy video to post. So I've gone back several times and watched through a lot of that footage, and what the Mini 3 Pro is capable of really blows my mind. This drone is maybe half the size of the Mavic Air 2 and probably about a third the size of the Mavic 3. And it did just as good as those other two drones, even better than the Mavic 2 Air, chasing me down a lot of these different trails and a lot of different scenarios. So the price of the Mini 3 Pro is also really great, coming in around $900 because I purchased the Mini 3 Pro with the larger remote with the screen on it. Still even almost half the price of the Mavic 3. Even with that great remote, it's still cheaper than the Skydio 2 as well. And this drone is so small and so easily packable that it makes me take it out more often than I would, when I had that Mavic 3 or the Skydio 2, because those drones are so much bigger, the batteries are bigger, everything's heavier. It was kind of a chore to take that stuff with me. This drone, is amazing though. You can send it out really far, get some really beautiful shots with it. The remote works really great as well. It's nice having the screen on the remote itself. It's just easier to pack, easier to get out and get started. I'm really happy with this remote. The size of it, the video quality I'm getting out of it, its great ability to track me on my mountain bike as well. The price is also amazing. Less than $1,000 and you're getting a really great drone and a really good remote as well. I'm really excited about this drone. It's been working really great for me. I would definitely recommend it to anybody who wants to get some footage of themselves, say on a motorcycle or ATV, in a boat, on their mountain bike, or, just hiking up and down through some hills. This drone is going to be able to keep up with you and get some really great footage. Just really quickly, I want to give a shout out to some of my channel supporters as well. I'm going to have the names of those all going across the bottom of the screen here. Also want to give a quick shout out to Gravity Bicycles. If you live in the LA or Orange County area and you need any type of repair work done in your bike, call up Gravity Bicycles. need a shock tune, anything like that, they usually have shock tunes in and out of the shop within a couple of days. So do all that fun stuff for me, please. Smash that like button. Leave me any comments or questions down below. Share this video. Definitely subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Once you are subscribed, make sure you click that bell notification so you get notified when new videos come out. And last but not least, click on one of the boxes in the corners. One will take you to the Mini 3 Pro playlist, another to a favorite video, and you can click the little circle logo over in the other corner, the Urban Outdoorsman SoCal logo, to subscribe. Thanks a lot.